Thank you guys for coming back to listen to another episode. I'm here with a super special guest who I've known since I feel like a child, since I was a hot mess.
Yes. Two hot messes that
Yes.
elevated. Yes.
Mom, wife, legal extraordinaire, Kwanjai Pryor-Chatman. Woo! Thank you so much for being here. I know you're super busy.
Yeah, I definitely make time for you as always. As we saw, I went ahead and went to Cabo to celebrate you because I just needed to. We needed to come. But yes, super busy. Ready to talk about being a nice mom for 18 months. Oh my goodness, Drew's 18 months today.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Wow. How appropriate. This is perfect. So the last time you were here, we were talking about being married, and you had mentioned like wanting to have a baby then,
Mhm.
but you weren't pregnant yet, but like very soon after you got pregnant. Yay! And now you have a baby. She's here. She's walking around doing things all the time. Drew, she's so cute. You guys are such a
Yeah.
beautiful family.
Thank you. Yes, she is. I can't believe how big she's gotten, but yeah, literally everything came quick. COVID, pregnancy, Drew.
So, how did you feel when you found out you were pregnant with her? And what was pregnancy like for you?
Yeah, so like you said, we were trying. We actually were trying for a while. Like we were about to give up because we were like, this is just doing the most. So I would say about 7 months we were trying, and then I'm gonna be very candid. So I was like, look, God, this is me. If either this is something that's supposed to happen or not. So if it is, like, can we do this now, because this is my last chance, and if not, then I'm going back on birth control. And so I guess he said, well, I think it is time, because the next month I found out I was pregnant. So basically I had tests like on hand. And so, like I said, it was COVID, like the very beginning. So we were all remote. And actually, I didn't have any symptoms. I was just like, I have like a suspicion. And so I went and took a test, and like the control line was solid, and then it was just like a very faint second line, like very faint. I mean very. So I Googled, I was like, what does it mean to be very faint? Like, and it was just like, girl, no matter how faint, it's a second line. Congratulations. And so I like took a picture of it, and I text Asia actually. I sent her that picture. I was like, what does this mean? Because I needed someone else other than Google to be like, that second line is a maybe, or like whatever. There she goes, starting to fuss. And basically I was just like, yeah, I guess I am. But I didn't tell Jamel until, so I found out, I guess it would be like a few days before our anniversary. Our wedding anniversary is April 26th. So I found out that week. So I waited. I think I found out like a Thursday, and our anniversary was like a Sunday, I think. And so I waited, and that's how I surprised them. I went to Target with Asia. We got some stuff. And then I put it in a gift bag, and it was just like a normal anniversary gift. And then he was like looking at me when he pulled out. Like, I think he got like a onesie. I actually made a mistake and got like a preemie onesie, so it was very small. And then like two little booties. And he was like, "What is this?" I was like, "You're gonna be a daddy." And I didn't recorded or anything, so it's just a memory that both of us have. So that's how we found out, and everything was good for the 2 weeks that I found out. And then after that, I pretty much died for like 4 months.
Oh my gosh, what happened?
So I don't know if they gave, like, I never got the official diagnosis, but I'm pretty sure I never know how to say it, hypermesis or whatever, HG. um so I'm pretty sure I had that. So I basically couldn't keep anything down, not even water, like nothing, not a cracker, not a H2O, not no O, not nothing. So basically I lost like 20-25 pounds, and at that point I was like 140 before I got pregnant, and then I dropped down to like 118, 117. So I lost a lot of weight. I didn't feel good at all, and all they could do is just like, just eat crackers, eat the same old. And so one day I was just like, look, something needs to happen, or I'm about to like admit myself in a hospital because I can't take it anymore. I was weak and I still was working. So luckily I was working from home. So anytime I had to throw up the 20 times a day, I was literally throwing up, I guess, like my gut, because I had nothing in my body. And so I was like, look, you got to do something. And so my doctor, my OB, I already had, when I moved back here from JMU, searched for a Black OB, found one, was able to get in. And so she was already my OB. She knew I was trying. And so she prescribed me some medicine that basically they give cancer patients for chemo and stuff. And so that worked. I was able to eat. It was very steady at first, but finally was able to eat. And I'd say all of that was like month 5 or 6. So, and I found I was pregnant like early on. I was like 3 weeks pregnant. So from 3 weeks till whatever that 5 or 6 months, I would say in between 5 and 6 months, that's how long I was sick. So great.
Mm, I cannot imagine. Being pregnant scares me so much. And I feel like every person I talk to who's been pregnant has some story about something that went wrong. And I'm like, nobody just has happy, easy pregnancies and nothing goes wrong. And that is what freaks me out about it. But, eventually I'll have to do it someday. My mom is already like, her birthday just passed. And for her birthday, she was like, I hope I'm still around whenever you have a child. And I'm like,
Not.
Mom.
I love Miss Sherry. She is so
I'm like, you're not that old. She was like, well, you're not having a kid yet. So I hope I can still hold them and play with them.
I cannot.
It's so
She's been
dramatic.
around for a long time. So
Exactly.
you
She
will
turned
see them
60
graduate
May.
from college. She's fine.
Right. So, did you ever want to like did you ever consider doing a home birth or a water birth or anything like that?
No. I think maybe I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, just not for me. It's not that like I don't think that stuff is like not safe. And I honestly, if I felt like I could do it, I would do it. It's just I just didn't think I could do it because me in pain, no, 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 I need an epidural. And I think I've shared this on the last episode, like my biggest fear ever was dying in childbirth. So I didn't want to like pass out in someone's water and they have to wait for an ambulance. I wanted to be in the bed already and they just got to roll me down the hallway. That's it. So that was my reason.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I would want to be near a doctor and like more medical equipment
Yes.
too. I go back and forth on the epidural thing. My mom didn't get an epidural with either one of us. And she's like, that's what your body's made for. And I'm like, I don't think my body is made. I don't think my body's made for that.
Yeah, no. So
So, can you describe the birth giving process? You gave birth like a couple weeks early, right?
yeah, it was exactly 2 weeks early. Yeah.
So,
So
what happened?
yeah, so I would say it's always I'm another dramatic one, or Drew is. She gets that from her dad. So anything that when she was growing inside me that was wrong was her fault. So just kidding, Drew. I love you. So basically, I think like Thanksgiving week, that actually Jamel had COVID. Thankfully I didn't have it, but he had COVID, and so we were in the apartment at that time. Teddy just busted in, but we were in the apartment at that time, and he had to be confined in our room. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, but like my workspace was one room, and plus it was going to be the baby's room, so it was nothing really in there, and I had to be on the couch, and so I don't know if like all of that whole 2 weeks like put a lot of stress on anything, but I also was getting to the point where my OB appointments were every week, so my blood pressure was actually getting higher each week, just slightly, but it was getting higher. And so around like, I think the appointment before my appointment where they were like, it's time to go. They were like, I think at this next appointment, if you are having some more elevated blood pressure, you have to go to the hospital. And just to interject at this point, my Black OB actually moved back to North Carolina. I think that's where she was from. So she transitioned my care into the next best person, basically. And my OB was the only Black person. So then I had the white OB, but she was honestly the next best person. Like, she took all of my concerns to heart and made sure she always reassured me if I thought like something was wrong. And she was like, no, be normal and things like that. And she didn't play with my blood pressure. I know with Black women, a lot of times, you mention to a white person like, hey, I know this, like, you keep saying my blood pressure is high. Should I be concerned for preeclampsia? But, we know how those end. So she was really good about it. And so the appointment, I would say, was December 23rd. Drew came on Christmas Eve. So it was December 23rd. I had my appointment, and yeah, it was high. It wasn't high, but it was like a little bit to like, she's like, go home, pack a bag, it's time to go. So went ahead and went to the hospital. Everything was smooth sailing. I had to get induced, so it wasn't like I was like, oh, so my gosh, I'm in pain. Like, I walked. The man, it was COVID, so Jamel was the only one who could come in, but my mom actually, they let two for women, for people who are giving birth. They let two visitors come. Everyone else, it's one. So the security guy checked us in. He was like, do you need a wheelchair? I'm like, sir, I got this. Like, I've been waddling for 9 months. I can keep doing it. So we made it to the room. And so they wanted to do all of like labs right then and there. And so they hooked me up as soon as possible, ran blood tests and things like that. And they were like, blood pressure is still not where we want it to be, but we're gonna go ahead and start inducing. So they went ahead, and I would say it was like around 9 o'clock when they started. And Danielle, they inserted like this catheter thing. It was like balloon, and it was the most uncomfortable thing. If I had to pee, like, I think I had to like pee through. No, I didn't have to pee through that, but like, I had to do some weird stuff. My memory is bad too. We'll get to that later. But yeah, so that they started that like 9, and they gave me some medicine. They were like, here's some medicine to basically start contractions, but to help you relax so it's not really painful at first. And I was asleep. I did not wake up until like 8 in the morning the next day. So when I woke up, I was in labor. Apparently, I didn't feel anything still. I was chilling. I could hear Drew's heartbeat. It was fast. She was moving along. And so then I looked up, and my OB was actually on call. Like I said, this was Christmas Eve, basically. Well, the day before Christmas Eve. No, at this point it was Christmas Eve. So I looked up, she was there, so I didn't have to go through the person who was on call for the hospital. And she came in, she was like, yep, we're gonna go ahead and speed it up a little further. And she was like, at this point, I know you're not feeling anything, but I recommend you going ahead and get the epidural, because you don't want to feel something and then it might be too late and stuff like that. So go ahead, call them. And so they called the anesthesiologist, apparently had the best one in the hospital. I keep looking up, like I said, I keep looking up. And I felt not a thing. I didn't feel him putting the first needle in to numb me. I didn't feel anything. So I was just chilling, moving along. And then I would say at like 12:30 or maybe 12 to 12:30, it started getting real. I started feeling pain, but I'm going to be very candid. Disclaimer, this is nasty. It was like I was about to give birth to shit. Like it felt like I had to have like the meanest poop I've ever had in my life. It was like butt cramps. That's what it was. It was literally butt cramps. I didn't feel it in anywhere but my butt. And Jamel, Jamel was like, it's gonna be okay. At one point I said, shut up. Like I really like was about to choke this man. I was like, you're not feeling this. This is not your butt on fire. It is mine. And they kept coming in, but I wasn't, fully dilated yet. And so the last trip, she was like, we're almost there, but just not quite. This was like the RN. I was like, okay. Those blood cramps started getting faster, stronger. I said, Jamel, go and get the lady. I don't care if she says another whatever, go and get her. So he went and got her. She checked me again. She said, seems like you're ready. And I said, okay, here it go. And y'all, when I said I was like already like just tired from my last month of pregnancy. I had this tired wig on. I looked a hot mess. I looked like every stereotype in the world, like crackhead, everything, all at once. And so I'm just like, just hurry up and get her out. And so, because that was the only way I was going to feel relief from those butt cramps, because I think it was actually her head I was feeling just traveling down. And so she came out exactly 1:45. I only pushed in like 7 minutes. It didn't take me that long at all. And so I guess in total, I was in labor for maybe like 10 hours, maybe. No, it was 12. I was saying maybe like 12 to 13 hours. And that is me giving birth. Oh, I didn't get to the dramatics. So after I gave birth, my blood pressure skyrocketed. I mean, went up. I was in stroke level. So they were very concerned. And so they gave me a medicine, did not work at all. They gave me another medicine, did not work at all. And then they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to give you this other type of medicine that may make you feel woozy, may make you, basically it was like bad side effects or something. And they were like, you have to be on 24-hour observation. So I still was in labor delivery, like people get wheeled off to another room to kind of settle in. I had to wait. And so I didn't get to be moved into that room till the next day. My blood pressure finally had went down, but not down. It just went down enough where they felt like I was good enough to go over there. So that was that. And we left the hospital on Christmas. No, the next day after Christmas, the 26th. And that's when we had Christmas. So that's the official birth story.
Oh my gosh, that is entertaining to listen to now. It was
Yeah.
probably terrifying and everything else in between when it was actually happening, but you're a
Mhm.
great storyteller. So, okay, you get back home, you have this beautiful baby, you're settling in, and I'm curious what it was like adjusting to motherhood. Did you struggle with postpartum depression at all?
Yes. So I already had planned in like years before, like to breastfeed my children if able. So I started breastfeeding Drew, but she didn't latch. She never latched at all. The whole time she breastfed, she never latched. So the beginning, I was using like a nipple shield that will be helping for her to be on my boob. But after that, it was bottle only. So that relied on me pumping, 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 pumping around the clock. And that's very time consuming. And me, it was very uncomfortable. So I literally hated every time I did it. Like I honestly a bunch of times cried while pumping because I just didn't want to do it, but I knew I had to. And another thing is Jamel, like Jamel is a salesman for Acura car dealership. And so basically his job is very demanding. It may not seem like it, but it's very demanding. And he like works pretty much 10-hour shifts. And it wasn't always like that, but since COVID, everyone had to work on the same shift, and the hours were like he's there from 9 to 7. And so basically, as we all know from today, America fucking sucks. I hate this place. You could quote me, fuck you, Mitch Connell and Ted Cruz. And so
Yeah, Kwanjai is referring to today's June 24th, and today Roe v. Wade was overturned. So nationwide protection for anybody who wants to get an abortion is gone. States can do whatever they want. If they want to outlaw it, if they want to criminalize it, they are allowed to do that, which is sad, disgusting, terrible,
Mhm.
and all of those things. I
Very
agree with you.
disgusting. Yes. So America fucking sucks. And there's no paternity leave. And so Jamel unfortunately had to go back to work. She's being fussy. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear her or not. We need to do a brief pause.
Yeah, if
I
you want to take a
bring her
break,
up
we
here.
can.
Okay. I just need to go bring her up here. Be right
Yeah.
back. Whew. Okay, I'm back. She's just roaming around, so she may come in here and start talking. So I apologize in advance.
No, no problem.
But yeah, so where we left off, so America sucks, no paternity leave. So Jamel had to go, like I said, we came home on a Saturday. He had to go back to work like I think like that Tuesday. So Tuesday or Wednesday. So it was just me and her. Like I said, his hours are very long. So it was just me and her all day. Um I didn't go back to work to February, in the last week of February. So it was just a lot. I was able to be grateful to, have leave. And she brought her tablet. Anyway, I was grateful to have leave, but you know, I watched a lot of TV, but also this was 2020. I watched a lot of 2021. I watched a lot of CNN. And also like the insurrection happened. This was 2020, right? I don't know. The insurrection happened.
The insurrection was
Oh
2021
yeah,
because she was
yeah.
born in 2020.
Yeah. So the insurrection was 2021. So I'm like watching all of this stuff on CNN every day, people dying every day. Plus, I have to pump and do like this all by myself. Very sleep deprived. Drew woke up like every 2 hours around the clock and gave me her juice box. And so it was just a lot. But Jamel Eugene Chapman, sorry to say your middle name out like that, but he is like the greatest partner you can have a child with. So basically, when he got home, he went right to dad mode, took her from me, let me sleep if I wanted to, cook if I needed to, or like bring me food to eat, and now just have my time. And especially at night, even though he had to wake up at 8 in the morning, he woke up every time she cried. We woke up together. I would be able to nurse her, but if she would want to be up, he'll stay up with her. He changed like those first few days he was home, he changed all the diapers. Like when he went back to work, that was the first time I changed her diaper. So he has been pretty hands-on the whole time. And so I was able to not, slip into very dark thoughts that we, all pretty much had before. But I would say it got really worse September of 2021. It got really bad. Like I was like, I need to stop pumping. And at that point I went back to work and I became a paralegal at my job. So I had a lot more responsibility, a lot more work. Plus I had to pump 2 times a day for an hour. So that's 2 hours taken out of my work day. I wasn't making a lot of milk as some people could do. Like some people could do like 10 minutes and have so much milk. My milk production was very low, but I also didn't want to supplement. And so I pumped as much as I could. Did everything, took all the supplements, but nothing was working. And so I started feeling defeated, like it's time to give it up, but I really don't want to. So I kept trying to find all these remedies. I was drinking like this licorice ass tea. It was not bad, but it just wasn't something you should be drinking all the time. And I drink it so much just to get my milk up. And in October 2021, I was like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. And Jamel was always like supportive of anything I wanted to do. He was like, if you need to stop, I advise you to stop if you just think it's just too much. And so I went ahead and we just had to go on formula when she was like 10 months, and I started feeling better. Energy switch, mood was better, like everything got better. So I would say because I had to breastfeed, but I'll do it again. I just know what I can do now and what I can't do. But breastfeeding was a huge trigger for me. And I used to cry a lot. I did not want to breastfeed. It was like another job. So I had like 3 full-time jobs: mom, breastfeeding, paralegal, pretty much.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear you say that it lasted that long, because I always wonder, like, when does postpartum depression end? Like, when is it not postpartum depression and it's regular depression? Or is there like a time where it should stop?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting to hear. I also heard you say again, which would mean that there will be another baby.
I said I would do it again if God said, here you go. But we no. I always say, Drew, you just got your Ted. That's all you need is your brother, and that's all. Ted's
Okay.
gonna be around forever.
I need people listening to understand that this is the same woman who used to say she wanted five boys, and here she is
That's
with one
that's
girl,
what
and it's
look, if
like,
I was
never mind.
like a full-time housewife, didn't have to go do a challenge, like that's a whole nother episode. Ooh, I'm a paralegal person, workers comp specifically, and those people can cuss me out any given day. Like, so dealing with them, and so having to come home, Drew is not nice. Okay, she's a very lovely child. I love her. She's chilling. Say hey.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Drew. Happy half birthday. She has no idea what's going on.
No, doesn't. But she is not nice. And especially when she's hungry, she is hangry. When I pick her up from daycare, she's like terrorizing me, things like screaming and crying. So it's just a lot right now. So that's why I always say just one. Just one.
I don't believe it.
For 3 years. So yeah, the next
When
the
she's
time
3 or
when
3 years from now?
3 years from now. So when it's time for you, we can do it together.
Oh, yeah, that would work. That would be so
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Could
Yeah,
do.
3 years from now, that'll work. My mom will probably pass out, but 3 years from now sounds good to me.
I'm not gonna be here next year, so I don't know about 3.
So I've seen a lot of videos online from the mom community. There's like a huge mom community online. of people who post about parenting, about breastfeeding, about all types of things related to being a mom. And I'm just curious, what do you think about that community? Is it uplifting? Is it judgmental?
Um, so I follow like one like mom one, and the other two is like more so like feeding and breastfeeding, just catered to stuff like that. And so from the one that I followed, I made sure that I followed a place where it was safe for everybody, that they wouldn't judge. I have seen some where, people get judged. But I think is I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to phrase it because I don't want to use the term good mom, but because there's no such thing as a bad mom. But I would say parents who are probably more aware of things are the ones who are not being judgmental. So it's a majority of them, and the minority are the people who you're just like, please go somewhere with this, with your 1940s ways of thinking. Like, and we've touched on this before, especially with like our parents' generation. It's like, it's terrible. Those are the people who are judgmental. People who are, I would say millennials, we are the ones who pretty much make sense. So um other than that, mom blogs for those who are pregnant, are starting out, being a mom to a little newborn right now. Don't be afraid to like go to mom blogs because they are very helpful. You see, she got mad because I told her don't touch the keyboard, and she threw this. She threw this. This is evidence.
Oh my
Okay, this
gosh.
is what I'm saying. But yeah, don't be afraid of these blogs. They are there for you. Especially like what to expect when expecting that book. I bought the book, but I also got the app. And it's very helpful. They tell you so many things, and there are moms who like comment on it, and they just go back and forth because something that's not happening to your child, you say some symptoms and they're like, oh, it did happen to me, and then you can just share things. So
Yeah, cool. So another thing, I don't know a lot about it because I'm not into parenting right now, but I've seen a lot of things on my explore page about gentle parenting, and it seems like a movement, I guess, of people who are trying not to yell at their kids or trying to be, or is that not what it is? But it
no,
seems like
I'm like, oh, I ain't trying to yell at no.
we're trying to be more gentle, who are like anti spanking and stuff like that.
So I'm never going to spank Drew.
Mhm.
I do pop her hand, and guess what she does? Pop me right back. So, so yes. Once she gets older to know what like having things and not having things mean, like I'm taking her toy away right now. She's like, I'm entitled to it, so she'll just scream and fall out. But when she gets a little bit older to understand timeout and things, look at her.
She's
Nice.
just like you.
That I take that as offensive. Okay,
What?
this girl is mean. I'm not mean. She is
She's not mean.
mean. But anyway, yeah, thanks. You all in here. But yeah, it's what was I talking about again? She's making me lose my train of thought.
You
Memory
were
is
talking
bad.
about,
See,
I
she
don't have a good memory. I
everyone.
know after I have a kid, it's gonna be over. I'm not even gonna know my name.
Yes.
But something about when she gets older and she's
Oh
better
yes,
able to
yeah.
understand you.
Time out. So that's what she's doing. But we try not to yell. Jamel's definitely a gentle parent. He's like caving into her and things like that. I'm like, this is why she's acting like this. No. You tell her no and she gets upset. No. But yeah, he's more of that parent. And I try not to yell at her, but Danielle, you gotta get like the little Tasmanian Drew. She is like, that's the Drew I get like 60% of the time.
Aw,
So
look.
it's fake. So yeah, so I do have to be a little stern with her. But other than that, she walks all over us. That's it.
Hmm.
But no gentle parenting. No, I don't believe in that. Yeah.
So, what other ways do you want Drew's upbringing to be different from yours?
Well, first, I did not come from a two-parent household. So that is the key. She is, I think she's thriving right now with having both of us, seeing us interact. Like, I'll kiss Jamel, she wants a kiss, and she'll like hug us if I give him a hug and things like that. So that's number one. Another thing is, I don't believe in making your child work like a slave. I uh-uh. My money is Drew's money, okay? So I want her. My mom didn't have a lot, but she never required me to have a job, nor my brother. My brother just got a job in high school because he wanted to. But I never got a job until I went to JMU, because she never like required me to, because she did not want my money. She had me. I didn't have her. So I'm not, she's like, I will support you. And so that's what I want for her. I want to be able to let her be the child that she is. When she's 18, she can make whatever decision she wants outside of my house. But other than that, she just needs to be able to be herself. That's all I want, for like the second reason. And then I guess third, is definitely just in general society. I don't want her to, I can't, change that or do anything about it. But like, that's what my hope is that she doesn't have to, be in this overturned Roe v. Wade. Maybe in 10 years that something else happens. Maybe in, a year, hopefully, what else, but hopefully she never has to deal with any of that. So her and her generation can just make the world a better place. How about that?
Aw, I like that. I think that's a part I'm really excited about too. Desmond and I both come from single parent households, and it'll just be cool to like have a dad in the house,
Yeah.
like to do the stuff that I don't want to do.
Yeah. They're like, Jamel, can you do this? Or can you do me a favor? Can you do that? Can you do that? Oh, I think she's pooped. Daddy go change you. That's my favorite word. Those are my favorite phrases. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of that. And I'm so happy for you guys.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah.
I like
How
it.
has parenthood changed your relationship with your husband?
Um, well, I would say at first it was bad because not bad, but I wasn't myself because of what was going on. But he changed. He didn't change. Nothing was different with him, and he was very supportive. So that part, I said I will appreciate. I think me giving birth and him seeing like the things I went through had him appreciate mothers a little bit more. I wish he would stop giving me
Aw.
roses, but she so I appreciate that a lot. Just I could see that he looked at me in a whole different light. But other than that, I don't think much change. I do think I wouldn't say grew closer, but we are in this new stage where we're parenting a little human that we're in charge with. And a lot, like, has gone better. Like, I've gotten several pay raises. Like, we moved into the house. We don't own it. That's next. But Drew, Mackenzie, please. But other than that, everything, I think it's just grown. Yeah. I, yeah. I would say that. And I just feel like we spend a lot more time here together at home. I know we were homebodies before, but like, we definitely don't go anywhere now. And so we are able to spend all of our time together, not get tired of each other because we actually enjoy it because we work very hard and I don't, you know, I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Has parenthood changed the way you view your own mom's parenting?
Yeah, I tell her all the time certain things that she does. I was like, I would never do that to Drew. It's not that my mom is like bad or anything, or is like me. It's just she has an old way of thinking because that's how she was brought up. So it's just different in that regard. I do respect her not fussing us out for not washing dishes every day because I'm always cussing out Jamel. Because when I come home from a long day and gotta wash dishes and be a parent, dishes are rough. Okay, we don't have a dishwasher, but no, we don't have a dishwasher, so I hand wash everything. But I used to hand wash everything a lot in the apartment too when we had a dishwasher. But I don't know. I'm picky too with that, but it's just like I appreciate her never fussing us out, always having dinner cooked at a certain time and things like that. Because I'm like I'm struggling. I'm like I don't get really downtime until like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. And then it's time for me to, watch two things and then go to bed because I need to wake up at 6:30 in the morning and do it all over again. But I promise you guys, I love my life. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Maybe to become a housewife. Same people, Jamel and Drew, same. And Ted. I love you too, Ted. Same people, different occupation. Oh, dad time.
That's Kwanjai's first child, Eddie.
Yes. Equally bad is Drew. That's why they deserve each other. They're like BFFs. No, they have like a love-hate relationship. It's like Tom and Jerry. They just don't like each other, but they all work together to do a greater good.
Aw. Okay, how has motherhood changed the way you view yourself?
Um, hold on. All right, can you take her? And hey, honey.
Hi. Hey. Oh my God, you cut your hair.
Yes,
It looks
he
good.
randomly FaceTimed me 2 days ago, and he didn't think of it. He was supposed to surprise us. So he came home, and I was like, "Who is this man?" But it's cute. Love you. Bye. Okay. Change how I view myself. Right.
Physically and mentally, that's not a word, mentally, emotionally.
Um, so I would say it has changed me physically, and I gained so much weight.
That's not what I meant.
So much. but like look, like 2-3 months ago, I came down with something. It wasn't COVID, it was like more like a stomach virus. I lost so much weight.
That's not good. You were sick.
Exactly. But I went back to eat it and I'm back on track. I'm back to basically my pre baby weight. Yeah, I'm pre baby weight, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit slimmer than pre baby weight, but the gut is crazy. So
Oh my gosh.
mentally, well, my memory sucks. I can't remember a thing. I'm looking space like I'm like, what did I just do? I did something and I forget. I don't know what's going on. But another way mentally, I say that I'm prepared better. Not prepared like I'm still like a procrastinator, so I don't think that will ever change about me. But prepared in like situations. I'm making sure I'm aware of everything. I assess everything. Um and I guess that has to do a lot of what's going on now in the world, not being safe. I go to the grocery store like 3 times a week, and now it's not safe for me. So things like that. And emotionally, dang, that's a good one. I do. I can say it. This is so cliche, but I do feel so much love. Like I do. I feel it so much. Drew is a highlight of my day. Jamel and I, all we do is talk about her. Like we'll be texting each other at work, and she pops into our conversation because we just feel complete. Like that's what I'm saying. If we don't have another one, I'm cool with that. Um, but what's another way emotional? I think that's the only way. I just feel like happy, I guess.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You look really happy.
Oh, thank
Like,
you.
yeah. I am curious, especially when you were like a brand new mom, were there a lot of people trying to give you advice or tell you to do things this way or that way that you didn't ask for?
Um, I know, you haven't seen me since your wedding and we were doing Zoom, but I'm a Black woman. I'm from a Black woman who came from a Black woman, and a Black father who came from a Black woman, all opinionated Black women. So that is the only advice that was being forced upon me was from my own family, literally. Like I had coworkers who were parents at the time, and because my job like rotates, so some of them are not there anymore, but they wouldn't like try to advise. We would just like talk about our, what's going on with our kids and just find similarities and like differences and be like curious about stuff. But family gave nothing but advice that I did not want and did not need. I did not ask for. And some of it was good. Some of it was just like, let me do me. How did y'all become mothers eventually? Like you had to go through stuff, trial and error, Drew, especially like infant Drew, got sick a lot, like all the time. And it was very stressful. And they would tell me these, I'm like, okay, but her Black pediatrician who went to school for years said certain things. And so I'm just like, I'm going with her advice, and not your little witchery sorcery stuff. I don't have time for that. Y'all telling me to do things that, science said is impossible, honey. And chemicals do react together. Do we not know that our body is full of chemicals? Like it, it just and I can't even be specific right now because I just feel like a lot of what they were telling me just probably even went in one ear and out the other. But yes, that'll no. Don't some parents are good, with telling advice with the best intentions, but I honestly believe that most parents want to force their beliefs on your own children. So not even on you, on your own children. They're trying to make many parents.
Yeah, that's probably true. I feel like every mom thinks they're a doctor or like they know more than doctors.
No, because I'm Googling or do. Yes, can I leave a message for my doctor to call me back? I'm not calling my mama.
Okay, so what advice or words of encouragement would you give to new moms?
Um, so this is going to be just because the time we're in, not so much like political, but like we're still in COVID, we're still in like things happening, monkeypox. Like, what is this? But just like, don't be like anxious and scared. I know anxiety like skyrockets. I have anxiety every day. It's not because I'm a mom. It's more so like working anxiety, but definitely like you're going to get anxious. I'm not going to, like, you can even be 1%, like you're going to have some anxiety, but don't let it overwhelm you, and definitely talk to people. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're people people on the blog, your therapist. I personally need one. I I try to do research, but it's kind of hard finding Black therapists. Easier here in Richmond, but like I want a therapist, like a psychologist. I need that person, and that it's just skim here. But definitely talk to someone because you're gonna need support, like not even just physically, like somebody being there for you and helping you and your significant other if you're doing it by yourself. Um, not just that support that's needed too, but like emotional support is needed. And another thing is also like don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're feeling overtired, you and your spouse, you're just you, like ask somebody, can they please like just give you 2 hours to yourself, to sleep, to something. Just find somebody who can be in your community that you and your child would need. And that person, I'm guarantee, if that person is a part of your community like they say they are, they will do it, no questions asked. I'm glad and grateful for a family like mine because I could drop you off at the drop of the hat. Especially my brother was like her manny for like all her infant hood, I guess you would say. And that is it. So those are the three things I think all new moms should utilize.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us a book recommendation?
Ooh, Kwanjai don't read no more.
Oh, okay. A podcast or YouTube
uh,
channel recommendation?
so I do would like to like start back reading, but it's it's hard. Like I said, I don't have the time. I just want to watch TV when it's time for me to be by myself. I just want to watch TV. But podcasts, well, my coworker definitely put me on like a few that I think are popular to people, but I just like found out about them, like the read and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think those are cool, but if y'all watch Power, I look, Tariq and Braden, they have a new podcast that's like all about that's not just about power, but it's pretty much for, I think it's agreed to for people who are like actors or want to get into like the entertainment business, like things like that. They drop knowledge, like even the people who've been stopping by, like they literally drop knowledge on how to get into that. And I don't know, maybe I should have went into school for drama or something. I think I would be a really good actress because I
I
kind
think
of
you would too.
I would like it. But yeah, that is it.
What about TV shows? What shows are you watching?
I watch a lot. Definitely RuPaul All Stars. I
Ooh,
need
who do
to
you
watch
want
the
to
episode
win?
today. I need to watch it today. You said who I think will win? Ooh, they're all good. I'm glad no one can go home because I would cry every week. I would literally cry. I was like, you can't send her home. You have to do a double save. But I honestly do like them all. But we know I love my Jada and my Monet. I
Mhm.
like Shay, but Shay is just too perfect. So it's just like if she wins, it's just like, okay, we expected it. But those are, I love me some Jada. I
Yeah.
love
Did you see today's episode?
no, not yet. So I'm
Okay.
gonna watch it tonight. The Shy just dropped too. I think it's like season 4 or 5. Jamel, that's a show that Jamel and I watch, and I might watch that first, but then I'll watch Rue. I watch every Power show that's there. Power is good, y'all. It's good. For those who don't watch it, it's good. Um, I haven't binge watched Grey's Anatomy in a while, so I'm not thinking to bring it back
Oh
anytime.
my gosh, it's
I would
too
bring
many
I
seasons.
will bring back ER before Grace. I promise. ER is so good, y'all. If y'all, I mean, it started in 1994, but it ended in like 2008. So it comes to a good point. Yeah, it was
That's
another
so
Grace.
long.
It was another look. George Clooney's in that. Like, it's good people in that show. A lot of like celebrities, but I watch a lot of TV. Southside. I keep telling people. I keep
Desmond
trying to
loves that show.
force Southside to people. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just alone, this is like my last recommendation from this, but just alone, I know y'all heard about some rapper. I'm not good with these newer rappers who got killed in DC or something, and his family like put him up in the club. Did you not see that? Like
No.
had him like sitting up like this. You know what they do in Puerto Rico at those funerals. I think it's more Dominican Republic. But you know, they set these people up doing what they love. He was chilling. And Southside literally predicted this, y'all. Southside has an episode about a club promoter who dies. And the club promoter wanted to go out in the club. So they got a section. He chilling dead in the section.
Oh my God.
Like dead in a section. And like people come talking to him like he alive. He just chilling. Clubbing, it's a whole club. So that episode alone, that one's season 2. It's 2 seasons. They're on HBO Max. They're like 20 something minute episodes, but that shit is hilarious. Oh my gosh, I love that show. Okay, that's it.
Those are all great. If you have Paramount Plus,
Mhm.
you should get it. Well, even if you have Hulu, because a lot of them are on Hulu. But Survivor is such a good show.
We're saying that in Cabo, and I used to, so my mom actually did used to watch Survivor, so I do not know like the concept about like how people get voted home and like challenges and stuff like that, but not like the concept to
So
like,
you have to like lie and cheat
yeah,
and steal
yeah.
to
So
win.
that part I'm not familiar with, but I used to love watching people write people's names, be like, bitch, go home. It's time for you to go. And then they go ahead and sit in that little circle and they say it's time to go. I did like that part.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that like we haven't been watching it from the beginning.
Oh,
So there's like 40 something seasons to watch. We've definitely seen at least half of them by now. But it's such a
that's
great
how Rue is
show.
going to be. I was telling my coworker, she watches Rue too. One of my coworkers, I like them all, but she watches Rue too. And I was telling her the other day that I was just like, thinking randomly in the shower early in this week. I was like, what if Rue has to end? Like, Rue can never end. I was like, this show is so perfect. And then I was telling her, like, they'll probably have Michelle do it. Exactly the
No, she's literally not even a drag
same.
queen.
We all hate Michelle. Yes, we all hate Michelle. Michelle, it's no beef with you, but sometimes, honey, you do the most, and it's RuPaul's Drag Race, not Ru.
Ah!
Okay.
Not Michelle's Drag Race.
She thinks it's her show sometimes. She's so negative. People
Yeah,
are
she's
say
mean.
nice to everybody. She's like, on second thought, I think not. I'm just like, are you even gay? Are you even a man?
Oh,
Like, just because you're an ally, literally everyone on the panel is a person who is queer. You are the
she's
only
just his
straight
best
woman.
friend. That's
Yes,
it. That's all you have to be.
right.
She's his Gale. But never mind. Let's not get into Gale.
I hate you.
But okay. Last
Okay, Gail,
question.
I like you if I become famous. Okay.
You know what, Gail? I'm gonna save this clip before you extend the interview to her and send it to you. Okay. I asked you this last time. I don't remember your answer. I should have gone back and listened to it.
Mhm.
But what is your dream for your life's work? Has it changed since becoming a mom?
I think I don't even know what I said last time either. I think it was probably like go to law school or something. I mean, that's still in the plans, but honestly, y'all, if I were to become a lawyer still, I'm still interested in it, but we'll see. These people in my job make you not even want to help nobody. But if I did become a lawyer, I would want to be like an entertainment lawyer or even like a sports agent. Like I would want to be in that part of the world because money, of course, but like that's something that I will be actually liking, like being able to travel, have so many clients, and just things like that. Other than that, I would, also like to maybe do something that I like, just like, your podcast, something that's like content, giving it out. But mine will probably be like reviewing like TV shows and movies, because we know I love a movie and I love a TV show. We should start, let's start one day now. We're gonna start
Ooh, we could do that,
we're
like
gonna
going
start
back and watching all the movies I've never seen before. We would have a million
remember.
episodes.
Yes, and even TV shows too, because there
Mhm.
are a lot that we watch, and we can definitely bring, some we can have like, you know, I know you don't, but you might because of Desmond. Do you know what First Take is?
Is that a sports related thing?
It's a sports TV show.
Got
Okay.
it.
So they do like going back and forth, just debating stuff. And it's not necessarily like debating like TVs and movies, but like, some characters you might just hate. And I'm like, well, they had a little point, but they made sense a little bit. So
Mhm.
just stuff like that, I think would be a great duo.
I think that would be great.
Move
I like
over,
that.
Oprah and Gail.
Oh my God. I'm so sad that Wendy Williams' show is over and then she didn't even get to be part of the end of her own show. I'm
So
mad.
hold on. You finally came around to recognizing Wendy is a goat. Remember, people used to be like, I watch Wendy Williams show every day on YouTube. And
Hmm.
people did not think that was a good thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Wendy's amazing.
I definitely probably did go through a time where I felt like a lot of people do, like, oh, she talks about people. And I'm like, so do you. So does everybody. Like, why do you hate her because of
Y'all
that?
be all up under the shade room talking shit about people's kids. Wendy don't talk about kids.
Mm. um, but,
Yeah, she maybe.
a little bit. But I still feel like Wendy Williams and is Ellen's show over yet?
Yeah, she ended in May.
Okay, so that's literally the end of people having talk shows that can be entertaining by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else needs like 12 people on their talk show to
Mm-hmm.
have a
Wendy
halfway
like
interesting
always
show.
just do like the hot topics part, the whole thing. She didn't even have to do all of her segments. But remember we used to always watch the Ask Wendy's.
That was the best part of the show to me. Like people would get up there and tell their whole business.
Remember that girl was like, I'm dating my ex-boyfriend's dad or something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
dating a
About his
father
dad,
and son.
father and son at the same time. Oh girl, you are on TV. That is syndicated.
Like everybody could see this. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she had a better connection with her fans
Mm-hmm.
than anybody else. Like, people felt like they could really talk to her. And I don't know. I hope she comes out with the podcast or something. I would listen to it. But I feel bad for her. Like a lot of bad stuff it's past karma at this point. Like more bad stuff has happened to her than bad things that she did.
Do you think she's like unwell, like they say she is?
I think she was.
Yeah.
What is she like now? I have no idea because we haven't
I went
seen or
on
heard
her
from her.
Instagram earlier this week. I think it was Monday or something like that, and watched a video when she was like, I want my fucking money, Wells Fargo. She didn't really say that, but basically she was like, I think like it's terrible that y'all won't give me my money. And it seemed like the Wendy like we know, because people were watching those videos or any like outing she had after like her sickness, and they're like, she's unstable. I'm like, do y'all not watch the show? Wendy is
That's how
always
she always is.
unstable. She's literally always forgetting stuff. Like she's been forgetting stuff for years, not even recent years. I've been watching the show since it first was like the 6-week sneak peek on BET. When I was like in middle school or something like that. And Yeah, she's always forgetting people's name. She's the reason why I call Dua Lipa Dula Peep. Her name is Dula Peep. Okay,
Mhm.
so she's always act like that. So I'm just like, she probably was a little bit like, "Ooh," but I think she's like back to her normal cuckoo.
Yeah. I feel bad for her, but I hope she comes back. I'm rooting for her. I know people love to hate on her, but I love her.
Mm-hmm. Get
Thank
well,
you.
Wendy.
Hmm?
Say get well, Wendy. Love you.
Thank you so much for doing this. Like you said, this is a really shitty day and I was feeling horrible most of today, but this really made me feel good. And
Yes.
I appreciate you for being the funny, wonderful person you are and for
Thank
taking
you.
time out of your super busy schedule to do this.
Of course. I think I sang this in Cabo. There's no place I'd rather be. But yes, anytime you need me, just call me. I'll be there. I'll be around.
Oh, thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too. When is the housewarming?
Huh? The house, the
Exactly.
house what?
Exactly. I think you told people September.
We might do a Christmas party. I feel
Ah,
like that'll be a good housewarming. We don't have anything on the walls.
damn, it would have been like almost a year in the house. Wait, the house is hot at this point. What you got to warm up?
Look, we barely have a coffee table. We don't have places for people to sit. Like
I
you
agree
guys can
with
you guys are welcome to come, but a
that.
party with a whole bunch of other people,
Yes.
I don't see that happening anytime soon. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. I suspect this will not be the last time you see Kwanjai and I together.
No.
Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.